This is Reframe, the podcast from the College of Education, Health and Society on the campus of Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. Big Brothers Big Sisters of America is one of the oldest and largest youth organizations in the country, and it has one ultimate goal: to help all children reach their full potential through mentorship and support. And on this episode, we speak with Tim Pehlke, who is among the innovators helping adults, large organizations, and even entire communities engage children in relevant new ways. Tim has played a key role in implementing several pioneering initiatives at Big Brothers Big Sisters, including the popular Bigs in Blue program, which addresses deep social issues by improving the relationship between the police and the people they protect. He's also a Miami graduate who's using his expertise in family science to help others considering this field pursue rewarding new career paths.
My name is Tim Pehlke, and I'm the Program Design Manager on the Foundation Grants team at Big Brother Big Sister of America. I have really a really cool job. My job is really to find those diamonds in the rough, the programs that are new and innovative among our network of 240 plus Big Brother Big Sister agencies across the country. And to be able to develop pilot projects that we can roll those up and expand and use those really across the country.
So as a program design manager, it seems like you're doing a lot of things that people might not usually associate with earning a degree in family science. So are these things that are kind of unique in this field, or how do they factor into what you originally studied before you found yourself on this career path?
I would say I maybe have pushed the limits a little bit. And, especially early on, I had a lot of people question, well, why do you have this degree? What's the value that it adds? But really that degree has been the fuel, not only for, getting started in my career, but now that I'm further along, it really is something I can draw back on that skill base that others that maybe don't have a degree, an advanced degree, or some of the experiences that I was able to have in Miami in terms of service learning and involvement in the community, that I can draw back on that knowledge and experience and really use that to provide a perspective that others wouldn't have.
So what are some of the projects you've worked on? What are some examples of what you've been in charge of, and how does that align with what this organization is trying to accomplish?
A couple examples. One is the Comcast Beyond School Walls program. And this is actually the largest workplace mentoring program nationally. And it's been around for over 10 years. And really what's cool about it is not only do youth get mentoring, but they get exposure to workplace opportunities, being able to interact with adults in a workplace. And they see through that, what it's like to work in a job. And the program is, the way it operates, you travel to a local Comcast NBC Universal office location, either once or twice a month, and they do this during the school year. The program includes lunch, educational programming, and opportunities for mentors to interact individually with youth. So they get both the one-to-one mentoring, but they also get the opportunity to learn alongside an adult who coaches them. And just to give you a few examples, youth learn, about digital literacy, being able to learn, essentially, computer skills and the types of things that you would need to succeed in a 21st century job. And with that, the soft skills, being able to interact with people, to communicate well, what it's like to have a job, go to work every day, how to interact, appropriately with coworkers in the workplace, as well as, one of the great things about being a partner with Comcast is that they're developing a lot of new and unique technologies in the entertainment space, and our youth get the opportunity to see some of these things in action. Just to give an example, our youth at the Philadelphia office, they actually get introduced to their mentor on the set of The Voice. So they actually use the chairs and everything.
Another thing I know that has been a very exciting new program that Big Brothers Big Sisters has been involved in is the Bigs in Blue program, which I know is also part of your job. Can you explain a bit more about what the Bigs in Blue program is, what it hopes to achieve, and how you're involved?
Yes, James, Bigs in Blue is really an exciting program. And we've all seen in the news examples of negative interactions between police and young people. This is really a way to be able to counteract that, and through relationships. Because one of the things that we found is that, it's very rare for youth and police to be in situations where they interact individually in a positive way, in the actual community where youth live. There are currently 101 agencies that have a Bigs and Blue program right now in 35 states. So over a very short period of time, it's been able to really grow.
It seems like it's a way to really expand like the scope of Big Brothers Big Sisters, and in actually quite a profound way, because it's going beyond just that positive role model, but to actually incorporate civic leaders and entire civic organizations in a very direct way.
Well, one of the things in working in the youth development space, there's always a fight to remain relevant. And with that, it's being responsive to the issues that come up in everyday life. And this is a great example of us being able to be responsive to a need in the community that really relationships are the best way to be able to address.
It definitely has that relevance. I mean, it doesn't take much to just turn on the news and see, the growing confrontational divide between certain segments of society and also certain law enforcement organizations. So how do you hope it evolves going forward?
That's a great question, James. Number one, really, it's that really building relationships that is number one with this program. Being able to change attitudes that youth have towards police officers, but also the attitudes that police officers have towards youth, to provide a platform where youth have opportunity to build an understanding with adults that are police officers and understand that they're real people, just like them. I guess secondary benefits, they're exponential, in a way. Police may, youth may decide that they want to become police officers. It also may mean that, how they talk about police officers with, other young people. I know I've heard examples through this program of young people, really correcting their friends when they say negative things about police officers, because they have a personal relationship with a police officer that they know cares about them and really wants them to do well. And so really raising up a generation of young people that have had positive interactions with police can have secondary impact in terms of how their neighbors, their friends, their family members understand police and their role in the community. And on the flip side of that, police officers that have a better understanding of young people and their neighborhoods and communities are going to be more effective in their role as well. So really everyone wins. So let me give you a couple examples. One, Big Brother Luke is a sergeant with the Los Angeles Police Department. And their program got started in 2017 in partnership with the Los Angeles Rams NFL team. And Luke is, one of the things he's been great at is being able to go to the roll calls and represent Big Brother, Big Sister and recruiting officers. But he's also been a great mentor with the organization. Here's a quote from Luke. From what I see, Bigs and Blue police mentoring kids, it's not a solution. It's the only solution to all of the issues that we are having in the community, he says. I truly believe that when we talk about community engagement, this is the best form of community engagement out there.
That speaks again back directly to the way your role uniquely intersects with different ways you can use a family science degree, I think. I mean, there's mentorship involved, sure, but there's also mostly, program design and management and working with communities and bolstering the way local leaders build relationships with youth in now exciting new ways that's very relevant with Bigs and Blue, for example. So is this a way that maybe someone considering this career path can sort of imagine new possibilities if they're not interested, for example, in pursuing the traditional counselor career path?
One of the real benefits of a family science degree is the versatility that it provides. I've known people that went through the program with me that are doing all sorts of different things. They're working, in the child welfare space.
Sure.
They're working. They may have went on to get a counseling degree. They may be working in ministry in a church setting, or they could actually be working in a corporate environment doing something completely unrelated. But the skills that they develop through this degree, in terms of being able to understand how to use information and be a consumer of data, that knowledge of, basics about how families and, how people operate are things that are applicable regardless of the type of job that you do. So I think, one thing is being open to where the opportunities lie. When I started out in my career, I had no idea that things would go the way they did, but I've really enjoyed the journey. And I think, the degree that I've been able to obtain through Miami University has really been, kind of the rocket fuel that has helped me to get where I am today.
Tim Pehlke is the program design manager for Big Brothers Big Sisters of America, and to find more information about Bigs in Blue and other programs, you can visit bbbs.org.